Okay, this question comes from Kimberly Patterson, and she says, is it wise to offer a discovery call service to aspiring makeup artists in Jamaica who may need advice on how to scale their business? And if yes, what's the smartest way to approach this? The background is, with a lot of changes happening, I get a lot of questions about what I'm doing to stay afloat. I may be leaving money on the table, so just needing some guidance. So here's Kimberly, some background. I know Kimberly is trying to start and grow a makeup line, and she's also very popular in Jamaica. But she's a solopreneur, and she is doing everything herself. I think in the beginning days of starting a business, one of the most important things to focus on, of course, is just making the money that we need to survive. We've got to survive and pay our bills, but building and growing a business is going to happen based on what you want to happen. And let me give you an example. When I started my last company, my goal was I just wanted to create a business that I could make 150 grand a year, which was a lot of money to me. My parents didn't make that. I had never made that much money. So I just wanted to have my own business and make $150,000. And I had learned from reading business books that subscription revenue is really great to have in your business, because once you get somebody on a subscription and you keep them happy and you're providing a service for that subscription, then at some point you can have $5,000 a month coming in of subscription revenue that you don't even have to do much work. You'll have to do some, but not a lot, and still be able to make $5,000 a month or whatever that amount will be. So in the beginning, when I first started my company, I was just out there selling and trying to make a dollar. But then once I really flipped the switch, and it was when I got advice from my first real mentor, who eventually became an investor in my company, he told me about the subscription revenue and confirmed it. He said, Shawn, in your business, you can create subscription revenue by charging for customer support for the computers that you're selling. So I started doing that, and it really changed the game. Where I was out there just trying to make some money and make, $500 here, $1,000 there, it got to where on the first of the month when I was getting my subscription revenue, I'd get $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and I'd wake up and boom, the money's there. To answer your question, Kimberly, yes, I think that 100% it's important to look at all the different ways that we can make money, but it should go towards the big goal that we have. So whatever your goal is it to make $100,000? Is it to make $150,000? Is it to build up a business that you can sell someday? It would be important for me and any person that you're asking advice from, what is the big goal that you're working on? Without having some big goal that you're working on, it's very difficult to know what we should be doing on a day-by-day basis, because sometimes we might think, we're going to capitalize on an opportunity and sell somebody a service or a consultation for a couple $100, but that's distracting us from the big goal that we're working on, so we lose out on the opportunity costs. Just getting caught in the day-to-day things. Our day-to-day should be helping us on our monthly goals and our quarterly goals and our annual goals. Some people jump over dollars, the big opportunity, the big goal, to pick up pennies, just a quick buck. So, of course, we have to pay the bills. Do what you need to pay the bills. And if you're going to sell some consultation services to somebody, remember that how much you charge and what value you provide is all arbitrary, which means you can determine what you're going to charge and what you're going to provide for how much you're going to charge. And then it's up to them to decide whether or not they see enough value in what you're charging to get the value from you and pay you. 100%, there is no rule of law of how much you should charge for consultation services where you're sharing your knowledge with somebody else. There is no arbitrary number, a book that says charge this month that much if you are doing this. And that makes it very difficult for a lot of startup entrepreneurs. But that's also good to know, because now you can say, hey, listen, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to charge $1,000. And if somebody doesn't want to pay it, fine. I'm working on my other goals. It's when we get to a point where we go, gosh, I need money, that we get into a limited scarcity mindset and go, I really need the money. I'm going to just charge this person $1. You know what I mean? And then you spend an hour or two working with this person and you only make $1 or $50, whatever it might be. So there's a book called Confessions of a Pricing Man. Confessions of a Pricing Man. And there's also another book called Millionaire Messenger. Those two books were really eye-opening to me to understand that it's okay to charge for the knowledge that we are sharing with somebody. The right client is going to want to pay. The wrong client's going to say, you should be willing to give me that for free. And that's okay. There's going to be both types. I think it would be good for you to really earmark what your one big goal is that you're working on, and then set up small goals to achieve on an annual basis to get there. And whether it's a year or two to get there, you are always working towards that. If you need to make money during that time, it's okay to have a one-off and charge somebody $200. But I would be careful to not get distracted on your big goal. Now, if you think that there's an opportunity to scale that service that people want from you, then that would be something to take a look at, scaling into your big goal. The challenge is it's impossible to scale a consulting business when you are the only person providing the service and the support and everything. You cannot scale your own time. The only thing that can be scaled is when you can hire other people to do the work for you and you leverage their time in order to scale the business. That's one of the things that a lot of solopreneurs get caught up on, is doing everything themselves, and it's impossible. You wake up 3-4 years later, you're making no more money, or maybe a little bit more money, and you're still working hellish hours. That's why it's really important, in my opinion, to find a way to create a business that can be scaled, that doesn't only rely on you to drive revenue and profits for the company. All right? I hope that answers your question. All right? I think that answers your question. All right. Thanks, Kimberly.